You know, everyone has fallen short and hopefully repented. Hulk Hogan said that and repented.
May he rot. I'm not even kidding. Like, y'all make too many excuses.
Oh no, Hulk Hogan died. Anyway, they were saying that, like, the streets were saying that apparently the day that those tapes came out happened today.
The internet never forgets, just as it is always said. So guys, Hulk Hogan died some days ago, and of course a lot of people came out to pay their tributes and their condolences to the family. But at the same time, I discovered in the black community it's a different case. A majority of the black community are actually the death of this man, and I was asking myself what really happened. By the time I dug deep, I realized that, oh, this is something that happened years ago, about 10 years ago. And guys, 10 years later, this man passes on, and this statement he made years ago is now making people to say demise. Internet does not forget indeed. So we are going to be looking at various reactions to the demise of Hulk Hogan. Black people said this, and if you are new to this space, welcome to the channel. Like the video, share, subscribe, and let us get right into it.
Hogan was an icon. He meant so much to shut the up. May he. I'm not even kidding. Like, y'all make too many excuses. This is the thing. The same way that stood on that shit till his last day. You was a racist, now you're looking up at us thinking it's a joke that you're gone. We have to stop making excuses. Like, at some point, that's a character flaw. Being makes you a bad person. And when you are a bad person, you should not expect masses of people to mourn your loss. The only person that I even feel bad for is Brooke, because I know that this death is complicated for her. But as for me, my black ass, I'm about to get up and do the Charleston, like, who be doing this shit from the 1920s and talk. What's his name, Dr. Parkinson? I'm about to get up and do the authentic Charleston. Like, what the fuck else do y'all expect from people? Why are black folks specifically expected to be the bigger person when confronted with? I'm going to be the smallest person. I'm in fact going to be a fetus, and Hulk Hogan's just gonna have to with that. And every other.
Oh no, Hulk Hogan died. Anyway, they were saying that, like, the streets were saying that apparently the day that those tapes came out and him being happened today. He died on the anniversary of them things coming out. Look at God. Now, I thought I was gonna have to be nervous about, because I said that it come in threes, but then y'all was talking about some other person that was famous that I didn't even know who. Okay, I didn't even know who the hell that was that died, or whatever. But I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Somebody else is a celebrity too, also died, I think, as well today. But then they said Hulk Hogan, and I said, oh, well, that ain't no problem. That ain't no problem at all. Like, don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm sure. Did his family even like him? They say he was surrounded by family. I didn't know they liked him like that, but then that means they probably racist too. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Oh well.
I have never seen people more happy about a death in my life. So y'all know Hulk Hogan was pronounced dead this morning. I thought people was going to be sad because, you know, he's a WWE legend. If you watch WWE, then you know, especially growing up, that he was one of the faves. I guess now that everybody's looking at him from an adult point of view, nobody was fucking with him. Like, everybody is actually his dad. I don't know why that's shocking to me. I guess looking more into it, people did not like him because he was supposedly a Trump supporter, like a big Trump supporter, and he also allegedly was openly. I guess them two things are kind of one of them if you know you know type of thing, because most of us only knew him from WWE, so we would have never expected. I thought there would be at least a few people sad. No, everybody is literally celebrating. People were saying that when he sees that black people go to heaven, he's gonna be real mad. It's crazy because when you really think about it, we really don't know how these people are behind the screen. And him being one of the biggest WWE wrestlers in history, maybe he was keeping up a facade just to keep the money coming in, just to keep the fans happy. Who knows? But him dying is crazy, you gotta admit. Seem like more people celebrating than they are mourning, so hey, maybe we didn't know what we thought we did about him.
You people that are Hogan's death, you ought to be ashamed and disgusted with yourself. Yes, has he said some very controversial things? Of course. And I'm not condoning that whatsoever. But at the end of the day, somebody lost a father, a husband, an uncle, a nephew. Someone lost a family member that they can never ever see again. And it doesn't take 2 seconds out of your day just to say RIP. Even if you don't personally like the guy. Because there's a difference between Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, and Terry Bollea, the individual. Terry Bollea, not a fan of. I agree. And has he apologized for some of the things he said? Of course, mainly because he got caught. But that still should not diverge people expressing their condolences for somebody that died. And even with Terry Bollea saying the things that he said, let's not pretend that Hulk Hogan did not revolutionize the wrestling industry. Let's not pretend wrestling isn't mainstream because of what Hulk Hogan did for it. Let's not pretend the reason you started watching wrestling along with millions of other people wasn't because of Hulk Hogan. Where have we gone in society merely because of the stupidity and toxicity of cancel culture where you can't put your personal feelings aside for somebody and just express your condolences? You got people on Twitter man's death and talking about they smoking that Hulk Hogan death pack. Y'all would not be feeling that way if somebody in your family had died and you got people talking crazy like that about them on social media. And at the end of the day, God is going to be the last final judgment of his life. So if God felt that his racist comments determined him not to go to heaven, that's his choice to make, not yours. If God determined that his was a mistake and that people do make fucking mistakes in their life, that's enough for him to still go to heaven, that's his decision, not yours. You people are not God. Stop trying to pretend to be one.
They say time heals, but there are some things that time actually do not heal, and this is one of them. Of course, we are not going to deny the fact that Hulk Hogan made a lot of our childhood memories. Somebody like me, Hulk Hogan made some of my childhood memories. I remember being a little girl and everybody just wants to go watch wrestling simply because of this man. That fact cannot be erased, but because of this statement he made, funny enough, I never even knew he made this comment. Of course, 10 years ago, I was not a social media person. I became fully active on social media about 7 years ago. So I didn't even know he made such comment, and I already paid a tribute to him on TikTok, but somebody came and left a comment, and that was when I got to know that, oh, he said this thing. Then I had to go do my research and I found out that he made that statement. And for me, it's all about the lessons that should be learned from the actions of this man. The controversy surrounding Hulk Hogan stems from a leaked recording in which he made deeply remarks about black people, including the use of the N word and comments about his daughter dating a black man. The backlash was swift and significant. Of course, there were consequences for his action. He was removed from the WWE Hall of Fame, and many black Americans, especially online, expressed anger, disappointment, and hurt. Of course, who doesn't love this man? A lot of people love him, but the fact that he made mention of that thing made a lot of people to dislike him. And some of the lessons we can learn from this is that can exist behind closed doors, irrespective of who the person is. Of course, some public figures who seem friendly or neutral in spotlight can harbor harmful views privately. This incident was a reminder that isn't always overt, it can be hidden, only surfacing in unguarded moments. I can only imagine the reactions when he discovered that that recording was leaked to the public. He must have felt very bad. Words have long term consequences. What you say, especially hateful or bigoted language, can follow you for years. Hogan's past comments resurfaced and tarnished his legacy, showing that no one is untouchable when it comes to accountability. Of course, imagine the whole legacy of this man. This guy was a legend. In fact, he's a legend. Imagine all the legacies he's built, but just one stain of him being so has affected this his legacy. Celebrity doesn't excuse being a cultural icon doesn't exempt one from consequences. Many people were relieved to see a major brand like WWE distance itself from him, reinforcing the idea that fame shouldn't shield people from repercussions. And also, the pain of the black community is real and valid. Hogan's comments weren't just offensive, they reopened wounds about how black people are talked about and devalued behind closed doors. The strong reaction showed that these aren't isolated incidents, but part of a broader pattern of disrespect and dehumanization. And also, one of the lessons is that redemption requires accountability. While Hogan has since apologized, many felt his apologies lacked genuine understanding of the harm caused. It reminded the public that true redemption doesn't come from PR statements but from real effort to make amends and learn. So, this is just a lesson for everyone. We have to be careful of the things we say. Think before you speak. Ask yourself, these things I'm going to be saying, are there going to be repercussions if I say them? Are there something that is going to affect my legacies, affect my personality, that personality that people have of you out there in the world? This should also remind us that irrespective of your race, your ethnicity, whatever you call it, we are all going to die one day. Either you're black, you're brown, you're white, whatever. You're an American, you're an African, you're a black American, you're a Caribbean. We are all going to die one day. So I think these are the things we should always remember when we are getting into the likes. The celebration of his fall by some black Americans wasn't necessarily about wishing him, but more about seeing long overdue accountability for someone who had, in their eyes, disrespected their humanity and dignity. Fine, he apologized, but things like this, I don't think apology can ever erase them. And fine, he repented, he gave his life to Jesus Christ, but human beings are not Jesus Christ. God will forgive our sins. We go to him, we ask for forgiveness, he forgives us. But as humans, even if we forgive, we do not forget. Exactly. That's one of the things that makes us human. Somebody offends you, you try, okay, I've forgiven you. But that thing that person has done to you is something that cannot be forgotten. So that is just the case with this also.